Hello everyone, welcome back. In this part of the video, we will be filling out our quadrant 3 supporting information. This is where we would find information on how we can input any organizations like clubs that we have participated in and our work experience, but then also the educational opportunity program application. So we will start by adding all of the educational opportunity programs that we have participated in. If you're a student that participated in AVID or talent search, you can select the options right here. So in this case, I will be choosing no for the purpose of the video, and then that way we can continue. Now, our work information, if you're a student that had a part-time job while you were studying in high school, then you can put how many hours you participated or worked, right, for the most recent 36 months. So we will be choosing our first option, and then it will ask you, if that work, more than 25% of it was related to the major of your choice. So if it was, you can select yes. And if it wasn't, no worries, we will select no and continue next. Now, extracurricular programs, the hours of participation, and our leadership status. So if you participated in any of these programs, then you can put the average number of hours that you were involved in these activities. And then after that, it would ask you if you held any leadership opportunities in any of those, activities. So if you were class president, maybe you were a secretary, you can select that and then save, go to our next section. For our next section, we do have the Educational Opportunity Program. And this program is for students who are first generation, meaning that they are the first ones in their family to go to college, and also low income. So we would find more information if we visit our EOP site. You can click any of those links and it will give you more information about how you can apply, what are the materials, right? And then the EOP application deadline. So this is also a very important website because it will show you, we will select fall of 2026 here, but it will show you all of the CSU campuses and their application deadline for EOP and the recommendation deadline as well for freshmen and transfer students. So for San Diego, our application closes on January 15 for the EOP application, and then January 31st for the recommendation request. Now, going back, you also have the option to go to the program worksheet to visit the applicant help center if you need more help filling out the application. Now, we will be selecting here that we wish to apply to this program. You want to do it right now, we will walk you through it. But if you want to come back, you always have the option to return to the EOP questions. Remember, our deadline is January 15th. So after you answer that question, then you will answer questions if you previously enrolled in another CSU. And if you you can select yes or not applicable, we will be selecting no and moving on to family information. So in this section, it would ask you, where do you plan to live on college? So on campus, how many brothers or sisters are currently attending college? How many brothers or sisters, the other way around, how many of them are attending a K-12 school? And how many brothers or sisters have received a bachelor's degree? You are the first one, or you have another sibling that has, then you can include that information here. What languages are spoken at home? Then you can also put your secondary language here. Now, during the past 10 years, have you or your family received any income from a public assistance programs? You can select yes or no. You select yes, you can put how many years your family has participated in the programs and which type of aid. We will be selecting no, going to our next question. If you and your family ever participated in any of these programs as well, that includes the school lunch program, so free reduced lunch. If you have, then you can select yes, list the type of program right here. So we will click no, go to our next section. Do you or any of your children in your family work? So if you are a student that had a part-time job, you can select that and then explain a little bit more about your job, how many hours. If you didn't, select no, and then go to our next section. So in our next section, we have the EOP parent and guardian information financial status. So we will be inputting their information. We will select yes to continue, and then we will answer these questions. So if you are independent of parental support, then you can put yes. If you're not and you depend on your parents, then we will select no. So moving on to our first parent, you will be filling out their information, first and last name, their occupation, and then the occupation 10 years ago. Now, if you have any information about a second parent or your second guardian, you can select yes, and then also put their information in here. So I will be choosing no, and then financial status. Moving to the next question, it asks you if you have already submitted your financial aid application or the CATA application. If you already have, then you can put the date that you already completed that application. If you haven't, then you have the deadline for March 2nd, which is a priority deadline. We also have income. So you can put your parent one estimated annual income for 2025, and then we would put their annual income for 2024, right? Now, you can also put the income for your second parent right here. Now, your household income, so your household size. Now, how many people live in your house? If you have any siblings, any brothers, sisters, your grandma, everyone that is living in your house. Then once we do that, we will continue to our next section. And our next section is the EOP autobiographical questions. So these questions are questions about yourself. You have 5 questions to briefly describe more about you. So this is how the EOP team gets to know you. Highly recommend that you answer in detail, that you use complete sentences as well. You don't want to answer questions with just a yes or no. You want to be as detailed as possible, describing your family's economic background. If you have faced any financial challenges, everything will be right here. Now, once you have completed that section, I also recommend that once you're working on your questions, that you do it on a Google Doc or on a Word document, because you don't want to lose the progress, and then you can paste them onto the application. Now, we will be going on to our next section, and this is the EOP recommendations. Now, you are required to complete 2 recommendations in order for your application to go through. So your application recommendations, they must be an academic counselor, or they can be a teacher or someone that knows you academically, right? Now, please feel free to review all of the instructions very carefully, as it is very important to your EOP application. Now, going down, we will be creating an EOP recommendation request. You will be putting in the first name of your reference right here, the last name as well, and their email address. You can see right here the EOP recommendation deadline, and then a personal message to your recommender. So of course, you want to thank them for writing this letter of rec for you. Now, if you waive your right of access to the recommendation, we can agree and select yes, and then our permission to contact the recommender. If you agree to the statement that you give permission to contact the recommender via email, we will click next, and then the permission for schools to contact the recommender, okay? So we would select yes, that we agree. Now, remember that you will be doing this twice, as you need 2 letters of rec for this section. Once we complete this, it gets sent over to their email address, and they will have more information on how to write this letter of recommendation for you. That is the end of the section for this video. We will see you in the next video, but thank you.